And welcome back to Wings Weekly, and joining us now is head coach Francis Anzalone. Thanks for taking some time.
Thank you, Ward. My pleasure.
All right, Coach, one game over the weekend, and that was on Friday night in Bismarck. And, you know, like we've been saying, on the road, the Wings have been tough, pulling out a 3-2 victory there. Give us a little rundown. That was kind of a back-and-forth scoring, and, of course, then you added in a lot of physical play, especially in that third period, and kind of how the game ended for us.
Well, we played a real good team game up in Bismarck. We've won our last two at the VFW Arena. They both have been real good team games. We actually gave up the first goal again less than 30 seconds in, not the way we would have scripted it. But it's interesting. I liked our start. Our start was pretty good, and it's funny, it didn't really faze us when we gave up the first goal. We realized, hey, we probably shouldn't be down 1-0. We kept playing. Victor Osling made a great play to tie the game at 1, and we just sort of built from there. We played real hard. Our team defense was good. Andrew Shortridge made 3 big-time saves in the hockey game, including one save with about 4.5 minutes left in the game that could have changed the flow of things, at least in the final 4.5 or 5 minutes. We buried our chances. Our special teams were good. We got into a little bit of penalty trouble. I didn't think always deserved. Our kill was very good. Our forwards, our D, and our goalie was our best penalty killer. So what this adds up to is a really good team win in Bismarck, well earned by our guys. 2 very key points, especially with no game on Saturday. It
was incredible towards the end there on the penalty kills, 6-on-5 as they pulled their goalie. Shortridge doing a great job, and everybody willing to take a shot, off the knees and stuff like that. I think Brendan Riordan caught one there at the end of the game, and but it's things like that definitely make your goaltender feel a lot better, But another thing you mentioned was special teams. Now, of late, our power play has been solid. But you mentioned in the penalty kill, there was a couple of times we were on 5-on-3 against Bismarck. Kind of tell us how the penalty kill's been matched up from the beginning of the season all the way up to now.
Well, we killed a 5-on-3, as you mentioned, for about 1:45, and that feels like 8 minutes when you're on the road and the other team's on top of you and the crowd's cheering, trying to get you to make a mistake. But at the same time, if you can kill it or start it off on the right foot, sometimes you turn the home crowd against the home team, and that happened a little bit on Friday night. Our kill's been real solid. Most of the season, we dipped a little bit in December. We've picked it back up. We're about 84.5% now. Ideally, we'd like to be higher than that. But our structure's been good, and the 2 biggest reasons why I think our kill's been improved as of late, the want to from the forwards and the D, the 3 or 4 killing skaters. And then our goaltending's been really, really good as of late. Our goalie's been our best penalty killer. I don't think Shorty had to be unbelievable on the kill on Friday, but there were a lot of situations where they shot from the perimeter, the shot we want to give up, and he smothered it in his belly. He didn't give up a big rebound. We cleared the puck hard 200 feet. I think the best weapon sometimes on the PKs when your centers can win faceoffs. So a lot's clicking right now on the penalty kill, and I can't underestimate or undervalue when your goalie's your best penalty killer. That's everything. And Shorty was that on Friday.
Coach, we are reaching the last 7 home games here inside the ODI Center, and we got 2 of them coming up this weekend. Not to kind of highlight what's coming up this weekend, but what changes throughout the entire part of the hockey season? I love hearing about how a team changes or shifts their direction. You might have worked on something at the beginning of the season. What are we working on now?
We're working on a lot of the same things. Everything at this time of the year is just a little bit more abbreviated. You're not spending as much time on certain areas of your game. If by this time of the year you're not great in one area, you can still strive to be, but you really need to dig in your bread and butter things. Like if you're if your identity of your team is that you're a really good puck pursuit team, you're probably going to be a really good puck pursuit team the rest of the way. Or if you're a real good defensive team, that's probably not going to fly out the window. This last stretch of the season, you're probably going to be a real good defensive team the rest of the way. So we're trying to be true to what we are. At the same time, though, we're doing some things differently with our practice habits to try to generate more offense, and I think it's helped. Our players are making a lot more plays with the puck. We have a lot more confidence when the puck's on our stick, and we showed that on Friday night in Bismarck. We'd like to carry that over into the weekend. We'd like to play fast. We'd like to play physical at home. We'd like to have our 2 best home games of the year here against Minot and Bismarck, 2 tough teams, and try and get over the hump here on home ice and give the fans 2 great performances.
There's never an advantage whether you're the first-place team or second-place team, especially in the NAHL Central Division. Brookings taking over Austin. Brookings has taken over Minot. I mean, there's these things happen. What do we prepare for then on Friday night with Minot, and then have to re-prepare for Bismarck?
Well, we've got to focus on ourselves. The Minot-Bismarck game plan is not going to change that much, and as you and I have talked about many times on this show, you play your divisional opponents so much in this league that I think there's a tendency to overcoach and overprepare and overanalyze, and we just need to come out on Friday night. We need to play fast. We need to play physical. It's hard to play physical when you're not playing fast. You can't throw the body around and finish checks if you're not moving your feet. And we need to be impatient with those two things, but we need to be patient with the process. Like on Friday night, we gave up that first goal early, not how we would have scripted it, but we maintained a level of patience with our process. You know, we didn't start turning the puck over like crazy or try to score what I like to call a 2-point goal, which is taking shortcuts. We stuck with our plan. We need to do that at home, but we need to do it with an edge, with an attitude, play fast, play physical. That's a formula that I think is very effective against Minot, effective against Bismarck, effective against anybody. Worry about yourselves. Do the 1 or 2 or 3 things that really help you against the type of team you're playing, but focus on yourself, be the best team you can be. I think that's a winning formula at any point in the season, especially now as we get down the stretch. The simple stuff wins you games this time of the year. It's February, and I think that when you can play fast and play physical and play simple and do the little things, you got a great chance to be successful down the stretch.
I've always liked it. I've had a coach a long time ago say, do the small things right, big things happen, and I think that's a great way to look at it. And Coach, moving forward now we're looking at the playoff picture. You know, we are sitting at the 4th place team, got Brookings underneath us, Bismarck above us, but we're not separated by that many points. Does that play into how we're mashing up with these teams?
Not really. I think sometimes there's a little bit added motivation if you look at the standings when we go neck and neck with teams like Bismarck and Brookings. I suppose if the players look at it, they're a little bit more juiced up for the games. For me, it's about being the best you can be every day, trying to get a little bit better regardless of the opponent, regardless of the situation. Now, does where we are translate to a little bit more urgency at game time? Well, quite honestly, it should. We can't afford a night off right now. There are some teams in the North American League and across hockey and sports that if they have a night off, you know what, they can shrug it off and get back at it the next day. Their coaches won't say that publicly, but that is normal. We have to be on our toes. We got to be ready to go every night. But we would be preparing hard even if we were in first place. So we're trying to be the best team we can be every day. Every game is huge. Every practice is huge because every day you prepare on the ice in practice, so you go in the weight room, your video sessions, you're investing so that you can feel confident at game time. Confidence comes from preparation, hard work, and attitude. And we try to use our Monday through Thursday to put ourselves in the best possible position for Friday night, regardless of the opponent or regardless of the points.
Coming up this weekend, Friday, we take on Minot inside the ODI Center. Saturday night, taking on the Bismarck Bobcats here inside the ODI Center. Bismarck, the Saturday night Bismarck game will be kind of cool. This will be a teddy bear toss. Have you ever been a part of a teddy bear toss game before?
I have. They're always interesting games. I enjoy the cleanup process.
Yeah. So after the first Wings goal, you can toss the teddy bears. You can go out and purchase one or bring a teddy bear for donation. And it is a team up with the Shriners Hospitals for Children. The Yelda Shriners of Northeast South Dakota will be in the lobby. They'll have some teddy bears for sale. And then you can toss those out on the ice. And, of course, like you said, we'll have a little cleanup session there afterwards. And we'll get all the bears, and they'll all be donated to the Shriners the Shriners Hospitals for Children. So that'll be exciting on Saturday night here inside the ODI Center. Coach, I want to go kind of off the junior hockey grid for a little bit, but maybe it applies back in. I mentioned something about an old coach. He made us watch a lot of current professional. It was pertaining to baseball. We had to watch professional baseball and see how that could apply to our own game. Look for the small things and things like that. I watched the Blackhawks and I can't remember.
If it was the Penguins, if it was Sunday.
Yeah, it was Penguins and Blackhawks. And I'll tell you what, that was a straight skill game. It was absolutely incredible. Is there something that a junior hockey player can watch that game? What are they looking for that they should somehow imply into their own game?
I think the biggest thing is that hockey's hockey.
Right.
And even at the NHL level, and I study coaches and read what other coaches are doing across hockey, and it's a lot of the same stuff. It's It's a very, very simple game, hockey, and I think it still comes down to passion, hard work, want to, and then doing whatever it is you do. Like, there's guys in the National Hockey League on the Minnesota Wild's third and fourth line, and they've gotten there because they're big, they play hard, they're gritty, and the things that they're a 9 out of 10 on have helped get them to the NHL level. And then there's some guys that, you know, if you're gifted with the puck, you're gifted with the puck, and you got to do what you do there. So I think when a junior player watches the NHL game, he can see how simple it really is, and he sees 20 guys on the ice doing what they do to help the team. Everybody has their role. Everybody plays a part. It's like a rock band or an orchestra. Everybody does their thing to make the engine go. I'm not sure if that was your question.
Yeah.
But that's what we take from it. And I say to guys all the time, there's players in the National Hockey League making $2 and $3 million a year, moving their feet, finishing their checks, standing in front of the goalie, getting pucks to the net. And then there's Patrick Kane's of the world for the Blackhawks that do all kinds of special things and little things. Because Sidney Crosby, right, one of the best players in the game today, but still one of the hardest working guys. So it still comes down to passion and want to in my book.
You bet. Coach, final thing we want to hit on again is that pre-draft evaluation camp. Registration is open. You can go on our website, aberdeenwings.com. You'll see a little banner at the top of the website that says to register, to click there, and they can read through everything and watch videos that we have provided for you, and all the forms are there that you'll need, USA Hockey, consent to release forms, things like that. They're all on there, and it's pretty easy. Coach, give us a little insight about what will be going on at the pre-draft evaluation camp.
Well, the pre-draft evaluation camp is a great scouting tool for us because it gives us a chance to not only identify players that we think might make our team next season, who we want to have back to our July main camp, but the other thing we do with the pre-draft camp is we use it for future scouting purposes. A lot of players on our scouting list right now that we're tracking are players that we had in our pre-draft camp last year, and maybe they didn't make our team now, but they're young players that we wanted to keep in contact with and continue to track. So it serves a purpose for the present. It also serves a purpose for the future. We try to interact with as many players as we can. We obviously have our entire coaching staff there. Most of our scouting staff is at that event. So it's a great scouting tool for us. It's an evaluation tool for the present. It's an evaluation tool for us for the future. We're very serious about the pre-draft camp. It's not just a chance for us to go to Minnesota and watch some hockey. We dig down and try to really evaluate the kids and build our list for the future if we don't find a player for the now. And we have found guys for the now at that pre-draft camp. Players that we've taken in the draft the next week, or players that have made our team, like as you've brought up before. Bjorn Sigurdarsson, 94 first right now, going to the Top Prospects event in Ann Arbor, Michigan next week to represent our team. He's a player that we evaluated at our pre-draft camp a few years back. So it's a great event for players that want to be Wings.
All right. And you can, again, go find all that information on our website at aberdeenwings.com. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us today for Wings Weekly.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, we'll be back to talk more about what's coming up this weekend. As Friday night we take on Minot, Saturday night taking on Bismarck here inside the ODI Center. We'll be back with more on Wings Weekly.